This episode of Bad Day Excellence is going to be a real snooze fest. And that's the point. We'll talk about how sleep can supercharge your habits. Let's drift off into this discussion. Haha, just kidding. Good day to you all, and welcome to Bad Day Excellence, the podcast where we transform tough days into opportunities for growth. I'm Brian Walsh, an optimist with over a decade of experience in marketing, leadership, and personal transformation. In that time, I have shed more than 100 pounds, run a marathon, built a successful freelancing business, and worked with some of the most inspiring people I have ever met. I'm here to help you build habits that create clarity, success, and a meaningful life, even when life feels chaotic. Every week, we'll dive into the art of habit formation and how you can apply it to your career, parenting, relationships, and beyond. Ever feel like you're running on fumes, trying to get work done, but constantly hitting a wall? You grab your cup of success juice, but that quick fix only gets you so far. I'm going to break down why prioritizing sleep will give you that boost you need to be more present with your family, career, and life. Ready to turn a bad day into your next breakthrough? Let's get started. 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping. 1/3! Some of you may be thinking we need to sleep less to squeeze every precious moment out of our fleeting time. But take a minute and walk through this mindset shift with me. We need sleep. So what if instead we viewed this as the tool it is? To make sure we have so much energy for the other 2/3 that even on our final day, we smile and know we crushed it. That is the power of prioritizing your sleep. I'm a high executioner of my tasks, but only because I have developed a routine that supports my goals. Sleep is the cornerstone that I build off of. My wife will call me an old man because I want to go to bed at 8, but I remind her that I need my beauty sleep and that I want to wake up at 4:15 the next morning to crush my workout. Sleep affects our decision-making ability, willpower, mood, and motivation. I have a whole episode dedicated to how our brains have two systems I affectionately named Dash and Deep. It's episode 3, titled Break Bad Habits and Build Smarter Ones, a no-fluff guide. With a lack of sleep, Dash will run on autopilot because Deep, your thinking brain, doesn't have the energy to engage, and you will probably make a lot more mistakes. You will self-medicate with 12 cups of coffee or some sort of energy drink and think to yourself that you are dominating your day. But over time, you can't help but crash. My absolute favorite sleep-related story is about my best friend, James. He is no stranger to pushing himself to go outside the box and try to squeeze every moment of life he can. But one time, he was doing this thing where he thought he could do a 25-hour day. It didn't make sense to us either. But after several days, he tried to call in to say he was sick, but in the middle of the voicemail, he fell asleep. And he had to call back 20 minutes later to finish calling out. The voicemail that we replayed back to him was 10 minutes of him snoring. It's never not funny to think about. There's this invisible clock inside your body that helps you know when it's time to wake up, eat, feel sleepy, and even focus on your tasks. That clock is called your circadian rhythm. It runs on a 24-hour cycle just like a regular day. Here's how it works. Your body listens to things like sunlight and darkness to know what time it is. When the sun comes up, your body says, "Time to wake up!" And when it goes dark, your body starts to make something called melatonin, a sleepy chemical that helps you feel tired and ready for bed. We need to stay consistent with this routine because if you don't, it will be harder for you to fall asleep. And when you wake up, you'll feel like a slug. You'll drag yourself to the coffee pot and avoid any contact with any humans until you get your shot of caffeine. This also includes the tiny humans that rely on you. I know so many people who won't engage in basic human conversations until their third or fourth cups. Of course, there I am, bouncing around because I've already knocked out most of my tasks for the day. From their perspective, I'm obnoxious. But from mine, I'm super happy because I just freed up so much time that now I can help them with whatever they need. When you go to sleep at different times, like Friday and Saturday, your body's clock gets confused. That can make you feel super sleepy in the morning and cranky during the day. I mean, you're ruining your weekends, basically. I like to think of sleep like a bank account you use to pay for time throughout the day. There are times where I only get 5 to 6 hour deposits during a week, and then all of a sudden my body says, I've overdrafted. These moments of exhaustion push me to get the kids to bed at 7:30 so I can get a much longer deposit in. I want to make a point though. Not everyone needs 7 to 8 hours. Everyone is different, and it's based on our daily energy requirements, mentally and physically. But no matter what, you can't live off of 3 to 4 hours. I don't care what you say. Something will suffer, and you may not even realize it. So let's tackle getting to sleep. Establishing a consistent time is very important. My iPhone has a whole sleep reminder setting built into it. It sends a reminder that I need to wind down and puts notifications on do not disturb mode. This is only the beginning. Let's establish a consistent routine that you will perform before getting into bed. It should feel intentional. Here's my whole routine. Put my phone and watch on the charger. I go to the bathroom because, I'm getting older now and I've got a bladder the size of a peanut that will wake me up in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's a thing now. I get changed, wash my face with warm water, brush my teeth, get in bed, lay on my side, count down from 100, switch to my back, and I'm out. Now, last night actually was the exception, and I'll give you a little tip on what to do when that doesn't work. There are nights where I have tried to skip a step, and then all of a sudden, I can't fall asleep for an hour. My mind will race or my body will feel restless. I'll walk through the routine all over again to check the boxes in the order I need it. A big rule I try to adhere to is no phone screen time before bed. My wife will read her Kindle, but that isn't exactly the same as the blue light that comes off your phone. And there isn't an endless stream of dopamine spikes from doom scrolling social media. That blue light that comes off your phone or your TV is similar to daylight. By exposing yourself to it, your mind and body will think it's daytime and stay awake. You want to think of a sunset with deep oranges and reds. Our kids have this sound machine that plays sound and turn red when it's time to sleep. I'll catch myself falling asleep in the chair next to my youngest's bed sometimes because of this light and the sound, and just everything is perfect. Once you've determined your routine, we need to engineer your environment for optimal transition. Make sure it's nice and dark. We have darkening shades to block out any outside light. And when it comes to temperature, your best bet is to make it cold. We have a fan in the room that keeps it cool, and the constant hum helps us as well. The worst is when it's hot. You toss and turn and wake up covered in sweat. Ugh, I hate it. Another rule is no caffeine at least 4 to 5 hours before bed. I recently drove up to work at night for a few days, and on my way, I drank an energy drink. I didn't want to fall asleep while driving, but I forgot it will stay in your system for a while. I slept for 4 hours that night and had to do a presentation the next day. I crashed so hard the following night. Like I mentioned in my bedtime routine, I do a countdown from 100. This conscious calming routine helps regulate my breath, lower my mind into beta state, and quiets the voices that are swirling around in my head. My wife reads, I count. Whatever works for you, go for it. But stay consistent. Each time you perform this routine, it will get easier and easier. And if you still can't fall asleep, remember, I had trouble last night. You need to reset and get out of bed. It's your bad day excellence plan for sleep. What is one small thing you could do when nothing is working? Maybe some simple stretching, journaling, or just sitting on the floor and listening to a meditation. Think calm, low, stimulating actions that don't require you to get your heart rate up. Not too long ago, my father in law was complaining that he couldn't get to sleep. I wish I could tell you it went well and he improved, but anytime I gave him a suggestion, he would reply that he tried it and it didn't work. I don't share this to bash him. I share this to challenge you to stay curious and try something consistently for 30 days. Give your body time to get used to the new routine. Again, this is your circadian rhythm, people. It's not something that you could just flip on and flip off. This is something that has to work itself out. Now, this is the perfect opportunity for this week's challenge. I want you to set a reminder on your phone. Set it to a time to give you a heads up 30, 45 minutes before you go to bed. Use this reminder to just mentally prepare for bed. Don't worry about anything else. This is all about taking tiny bites out of your existing behavior so you are more successful with establishing the new habit of prioritizing your sleep and conquering tomorrow. As always, I will post up on my blog, baddayexcellence.com, some additional takeaways and resources for you to build good habits. And if you haven't already, please leave a review and a 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts. Ratings, comments, and shares are all forms of showing love, not just to me, but to others, because together we can spread our good vibes to help people on their bad days. I'm Brian Walsh, your guide to habit crafting and biggest champion. Thanks for tuning in to Bad Day Excellence. See you next time.